That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for my clock to go off so that she wouldn't interrupt me. I can actually silence my clock, but I like the chimes, so she doesn't get silenced. You can change her tunes to. They're all based off of church bells. Anyway, hi. I just thought we might have a little chat because lately I've been feeling pretty fucking jaded with the internet, movies, shows, Netflix, whatever. Okay, I've been jaded AF with it, and there's a reason for it. There are a lot of reasons, plural, for it. Buttercup here is getting a little brush because she got a bath, so now she needs a brush. But anyway, so I kind of just hate everything all of a sudden. Like, I hate everything that's on Netflix. Yeah, you're right. I was off of Netflix for a period of time, and then I got back on Netflix because I wanted to watch The Crown, and it was horrible. Season 5 of The Crown was horrible. And that was a show that has, like, a lot of hype behind it. It has a lot of, like, some of the issues in it are based on real events. It's somewhat reality-based, but it is a dramatization. I also just watched La Llorona, which I thought I had seen, but I hadn't seen it. I think I was getting it confused with Insidious 2 or 3 or however the fuck many there are of those now. But yeah, I'm just tired as fuck of all of it, and I don't think that people realize. Oh, did the Oscars happen already? Was that last night? It doesn't matter. I don't think people realize, like, how much the same everything is, like how much repetition happens, how frequently people create the same exact thing. If you don't want movies ruined for the rest of your life, let me take a little pause right now because I'm going to explain something to you about them. All movies have the exact same act structure, and there are pretty much no exceptions unless you're doing like an art film, but I'm saying like any type of commercial movie has the same exact act structure. And no, it does vary, but I'm just, some movies are 2 hours long, some are 1.5 hours long, some movies are 3 hours 10 minutes long. But I'm just saying, like, generally they all have the exact same formula and they all follow it, okay, to a T. And if it doesn't follow it to a T, then you got to go back and do a rewrite because it ain't getting put in theaters. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about how much the same everything is and how fucking useless everything is, okay? So I've been off of Instagram lately. I did have my own personal Instagram, but I deleted that because I felt like it was sort of pointless, and I didn't like that it didn't really have like a theme. Like, it just wasn't really serving me anymore. And the whole reason I was ever even like really liking Instagram, I was ever on Instagram, was because I liked to message some of my friends on there. And if I can message my friends on Instagram, why don't I just actually text them? We don't need to be on Instagram to have a chat. Pirate's here. There he is. Hey, Pirate. How you been? Okay, I think we're gonna need to play a little bit with this guy. So, I'm just saying, like, everything is the fucking exact same, and it's bothering me, okay? So, let's just start with Facebook, alright? So, Facebook, I had it, alright? I had it pretty early on. I feel like I got it in 2005 or 2006. Around there. And when I was on there, actually, there were college students who were upset that that people who weren't in college could get it because you used to have to be in college in order to be on Facebook, and they changed that real quick because you couldn't make money without the non-college students. But anyway, like, I was on Facebook. I call it Feces Book now, and certain aspects of it were okay. I actually was like, I think one of the first statuses I wrote was like, Leah is, because you had to, you used to be unable to take out the is. You had to write, Leah is, and you had to talk about yourself in third person. So I was like, Leah is upset that so many people are using Facebook when MySpace is so much better. On MySpace, you could make your own background. You could make a personalized background. I liked the coding aspect of that. You could put your own, you could put a song up. You could put whatever song you liked on your page specifically. There wasn't any sort of like censoring. Honestly, I would say that the blueprint for Facebook really was MySpace. What's his name? Just kind of made it a little bit more controlled. He made Facebook more controlled, but it was pretty close in concept to MySpace. Anyway, I'm saying, like, so Facebook got really stupid, and I fucking hate Facebook forever. I get it, though, if, like, you are a business and you want to post, like, if you own a coffee shop or, like, you run a Facebook page for a coffee shop, like, I get that. Because you want to post things about it, like, somewhere. I understand that. Okay, before I forget this, the gals who make Morbid, I tried to look up and see if they had an official website, and it didn't appear as though they did. It looked like they had, like, a shitty website on which you could buy their merch, which I would never buy, but they don't have an official website. And I was like, do people just not have official websites anymore? Is that not a thing? But anyway, so Facebook got incredibly stupid. I just thought it was so pointless. It's honestly mind pollution, like the bullshit that's on Feces Book. It's mind pollution. I was just watching, I think it's called This Is Pop on the Netflix, because I can't seem to be able to sit through anything that has acting in it. But this is sort of like it's like a small documentary series where they like talk about different subjects, talk about different kind of turning points in the music industry and what that was like. I forgot why I brought this up. But so, okay, I remember. So apparently there was this giant music festival in the 80s, and it was called US, and it was actually kind of front run by, I think his name was Steve Wozniak. And he was kind of doing it because he wanted to incorporate the social, physical aspect of a bunch of people turning up to a music festival, along with technology. And what he did at that particular music festival was he created, like, it was like a Skype call, basically, with a bunch of people in Russia in the 80s during the Cold War. Okay, so that was a big deal. And he was saying how, he was saying that, like, technology brings us together, computers bring us together, and now I think all they're fucking doing is driving us apart. I think that their sole purpose is to drive us apart. I mean, look at everyone's attitudes about anything, everything, any and everything. Like, look at this, look at the fucking, like, racism. Look at the resurgence of the KKK in the United States. Look at the fucking scary, like, KKK in Norway. Look at all this just disputes about the tiniest things. And I heard that people use social media things like Instagram, like the whole study was done about this, and they're more focused on and way more likely to engage in negative interactions with other people, because then they get more of a reaction from the person. Okay, so they're like, and that's true. Like, think about it. Like, haven't you done that? Haven't you gotten into a fucking argument with someone on Facebook or on Netflix? Sorry, not on Netflix. I wish. On I would love to be able to comment on stuff on Netflix or on Instagram or wherever the heck you're going. You know, don't you like want to interact negatively with people? I'm guilty of that. Okay, I've done it. All right, I love doing it because I love fighting with people, but like, I love debating with people. Okay, I love, you know, having that back and forth because I'm so good at it. I pretty much always win. But I'm just saying, but you can't really win an argument on Facebook or Instagram. One time, this moron on Instagram, I was saying that pregnant women, like, there is no guarantee that 100% of pregnant women are going to have a live baby, like give birth to a live baby. Like, that's just not a guarantee. Sorry. And this dumb shit pro-liar woman was like, that's such a stupid argument against abortion because that's like saying that every child is I said every pregnancy is a potential baby. And she said, that's just so stupid because that's like saying that every child is a potential adult. Well, moron, every child is a potential adult. Because 100% of the kids alive today aren't necessarily going to be alive tomorrow. Thinking black guy meme. So I'm just frustrated because Steve Wozniak did this cool thing with the US Music Festival in the 80s where it was a huge deal to make a fucking Skype call on a giant screen with a giant crowd. And now here we are, you know, getting mad about what morons on a fucking app on your tiny little handheld computer say. And we're letting it get to us. And we're addicted to these tiny little computers, and we're not doing things with our lives that we really ought to be doing. You know, we're not helping ourselves, we're not helping others, we're not really engaging with others. Let me tell you something that pisses me off too, no end. I fucking hate hearing people say, they're like people say, I hear so many people say like, oh yeah, I don't like Facebook, but you know, I use it to keep in touch with my family. I use it to keep in touch with my friends overseas. Okay, first of all, is keeping in touch with your family hitting like on a picture every so often? Is that what keeping in touch with someone is? Is that what, like, if someone is your real true friend, say they live in another state or even another country, are you really just going to be interacting with them on Facebook? By liking their posts every so often? That's fucking stupid, and that's not a real genuine interaction. That's not a real genuine friendship. Fight me. Okay? That's what I noticed. Like, all these people who I was friends with at one point, or did have a relationship at one point, I was like, why am I still following these people? Like, not that I hate them as people or anything, but it's just like, our friendship ended. Right? So following someone on any form of social media creates the illusion, it creates the semblance of a relationship, but in reality, it's not a relationship. Like, could you call that person for help if you needed help? Could you hit that person up when you go to that town, when you go to that state, and are they going to be like, hey, yeah, let's hang out? I mean, I don't know what my problem is. Maybe it's partially on me, but like I really made the effort with a lot of friendships, you know? Like I really was like hitting people up and saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" blah blah blah, or like checking in or whatever, and a lot of other people weren't initiating. And I just think that that's like a consequence of Facebook, because you can, or Facebook or Instagram or whatever the fuck. I am currently only using YouTube and Bumble, but that's another video. I'm just saying, like, your real friends, you should have their number or their information or their email, right? You should be actually in touch with your real actual friends, right? Not just following them on Facebook. And like, I mean, think about it. Do you really need to know what Ian Anderson from Study Hall is doing right now? Do you really need to be sharing with people that you really enjoyed your coffee and your croissant? Um, I knew a lot of y'all were probably waiting for this. Not the clock. Hold on. Not the clock, but I'm bringing up the Black Mirror episode. I fucking love Black Mirror so much. Charlie Booker, please keep making episodes of Black Mirror. I miss them. But the Nosedive with Bryce Dallas Howard, the one where she is trying to raise her social score, because everything is dependent upon what how you perform and are perceived on Feces Book. Like, that's a really great episode, but it's also very terrifying. Like, it's funny and fun to watch, but it's like, what in the fuck is going on? And apparently, I mean, I haven't been there, but apparently that's like a thing in China. Like, you actually have to be aware of your social score. It's something you have to like keep tabs on, and people like rate you. Oh my god, that just sounds horrible. That sounds really horrible. And it's like, I mean, people want to see themselves on screens though. Don't they? Don't they want us? Don't you want you? It's fun to see. Not everyone. Not everyone. Some people enjoy it though, and I get that. I get that. But like, if you're just taking pictures of yourself to take pictures of yourself and put them on social media, and that's about it, like, why? Why? If you're not really like promoting yourself, if you're not really like working on something that can be shared online, or just generally, like, literally, why? I can't tell you. I'm asking because I don't know. But I'm saying, like, oh, and that's another thing that people say when they're like trying to give themselves excuses for still having their Feces Book. They're like, oh, well, you know, my family shares pictures. That's the easiest way to share pictures. Doesn't your family have an email? Why are you sharing pictures of your kids on social media? Why don't you just email whoever the fuck in your family wants pictures, the pictures? I don't understand this. Yeah, it's slightly more convenient, but like I said, it's easier to just make a post on Facebook than it is to email your parents the pictures of your kids you want to show them. It is, right? It takes a little bit longer to do the latter, but it's like, if you actually care about them, you would actually see them. But it's the same with like actually visiting people. Like, why are people so hyper obsessed with these stupid fucking screens? Like, wouldn't you rather just actually see your grandchild? Wouldn't you rather just actually see your niece? Wouldn't you rather just actually spend time with these people you claim to care about? Spend quality time with them? I don't understand it. I'm going to bring up Tumblr. I had a Tumblr. It's on Kiwi Farms if you guys want to go see it. You can see young little liberal all me saying young, stupid liberal all shit. But, so I had a Tumblr for a while. And one was just like whatever I wanted. I just put whatever the fuck I liked on there. And then eventually I got another one that was just specifically for like knits that I really liked. Look who's all brushed. Hold on. She doesn't look perfect because some kid at one point gave her a haircut. But hold on. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh my gosh. Tumblr. Okay. She got a brushing. She looks so much better. I know the definition of my camera you can't really tell, but she does look way better. So on Tumblr I had a whatever I wanted Tumblr, and then eventually I did have a specific like knits Tumblr. But so it got to the point with Tumblr where I was like people, I was like, is this just a reiterating website? People just reiterate things that they like. They just hit reblog for things that they like. Like, that's, of course, allowed. I'm not going to stop anyone. If you want to do that, you may, but it's just like nothing but a fucking echo chamber. And so is Feces Book, and so is Instagram. And so is just about any and every other social media site out there. Okay? Quote me. So then I got really annoyed with that. I was like, why are people just like, because people would just reblog like gifs of scenes from television shows. They would reblog pictures of people, of famous people. They would reblog like stupid quotes that didn't fucking matter. And I was like, you're just, all you're doing is regurgitating information that you've already seen. But you like it and you want to share that with people that you like it. Okay. I did have the more focused Tumblr. I wonder if that one still exists. The more focused Tumblr, I had the knits one. That was like slightly better, but it's like I would just rather actually knit or like actually find cool sweaters in like a Goodwill, even though I don't do that. I don't care to do that, but I'm just saying an example. I'm just saying that like all this social media use for the most part is really just people repeating the same exact actions and expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. Like, I don't understand, like, I understand it if you're really promoting something, like if you have a project or you're an artist and you want to like show your artwork, you want to like promote stuff, but like most people who are on Facebook or are on Instagram are just normal ass people who aren't really promoting anything. They're not even really promoting themselves. They're not even taking good pictures. That's a fucking thing I have something to say about. Is almost, I would say that like 90% of people who use the internet cannot take a decent picture. It's probably higher. It's probably more like 98% of people who take pictures and put them on the internet don't know how to get a good shot. Is this behavior, are these behaviors, like I said before, they're creating increases in racism, they're creating increases in just general stupidity. But I'm asking this question, but I know the answer. Are these behaviors making us as a society more stupid? The answer is yes. Yes, they are. You being on your phone all fucking day, you doing stupid shit on Instagram and on Feces Book and whatever the fuck other social media websites you're on is making us all more dumb. And Steve Wozniak, when he was talking about that Skype call, it wasn't a Skype call, I think they called it a satellite call, I don't remember, but it's the same technology as Skype. He was saying how we have computers, like the whole point, his whole intention with that action was to show everyone that computers make the world a better place. They can. At that point they did, but now I wouldn't really argue that. So it's so hard for us, it's so hard for humans to find a middle ground of having technology benefit us as a whole, benefit us as a people, but not letting it control us at the same time. And it controls us completely. Even though we're not like that region in China where you need to be aware of your social credit score, we're not doing well. You know, we need to be doing a lot better is my point. Okay, here's something I will say. If you're having a problem, any type of problem in your life, chances are someone else is having the same or similar problem. And you can go on the internet, any and everyone just about can go on the internet and look up their problem and see how other people have dealt with that same or similar problem. And whoever looks that up can maybe try some of the same methods, maybe try a similar approach to this problem, right? And that should help you. That should help us. That would help you if you were actually trying to help yourself. But, like, people just don't do that. You just, like, so you have access to the internet 24 hours of the day, and you have this ongoing problem in your life, but you're literally never, you're going to just look at completely useless things to you instead of looking at things that could help you. Why? Why? Oh, I get really frustrated about that kind of thing. Like, I feel like I'm like a dog whisperer because I've seen every single fucking episode of It's Me or the Dog and a ton of dog training videos. And I guess the dog whisperer was Cesar Millan, but like people every day have these stupid issues with their dogs that are easily corrected or easily addressed. And yeah, no, you can't address or fix things overnight. That's true. It takes work, right? But I'm just like, so then I tell people these things, like, for example, okay, when I first got my dog, check. He was very young. He was still a puppy. Basically, he was almost full grown, but he was still a puppy. He was afraid of plastic. And luckily, I had seen an episode of The Dog Whisperer where they had this not exact same issue, but similar issue. There was a dog that was afraid of squeaky toys. And I just did the exact same fucking thing that Cesar Millan did with squeaky toys with my dog, with plastic. Like, he was afraid of, like, if we were just walking around in public and, like, a plastic bag on a trash can was rustling, it would freak him out. And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. You're not doing this. I will not have this. So what I did was I found some caution tape, because that was plastic, and it made the scary sound to him. And I tied it around his neck, and he had to wear that for about 48 hours. And then after that, he was never bothered, has never been bothered by plastic since. Okay? So if we have the ability to solve our problems with the internet, why the fuck are we making them worse? Y'all tell me. I'm going to show you my Gremlins onesie. Okay, get off your phone. Stop going on Instagram and on Facebook and whatever fucking social media you're on, and do something that's actually important and beneficial to you and others. Thank you. Goodbye.